Welcome to the Jimbo No Show. This is October the 28th. Today I got my co-host with me, Harry Ezel.
What up?
So what's going on with you? We have a 3-week hiatus since
Yeah, a
last
little 3 week hiatus. I apologize for that. But I'm back now, and we got some serious sports talk to catch up on and to also talk about. So as always, you want to start off with college, Jimbo?
Yeah, let's start off with college like always.
All right. So before we get to the game of the week, let's talk about that slobber knocker that Clemson put on Miami.
You mean the one that got the coach fired?
I mean, I've heard about coaches being called out to get fired, but I ain't never heard of. I guess the internet is a good and a bad thing because former players came out and saying, "Yeah, I think I could do a better job coaching the team." Current players were talking about, "Yeah, I don't think he has a handle on the team." Random fans, sports reporters, people like us with podcasts, all calling for this dude's head. And I'm like, is the game even over? And I check, I'm like, oh no, it's still going on. Like, what is going on? Then I look at the score, I'm like, okay, I can understand why. I'm like, man, I have never in my lifetime seen anything like that. Have you?
No, I have never seen that in my lifetime, no. But yeah, I mean, everybody just call them out, like get rid of them during halftime, bring in the cheerleaders to coach the team. But doggone. But they put a beating on them though.
Yeah, they did. I personally didn't get to watch the game. I just saw it unfold on Twitter. It's all like Clemson scores again. I was like, damn, what's going on?
I didn't watch the game until late that night. I worked that day, so I was kind of impressed by listening to it on the radio. I said, "Damn, we scored! Okay, damn, we scored again. Hold on, damn, that's 5 minutes, 21-0.
Like, what was the final score? Like 59-0?
Yeah, 58-0.
58-0. Yeah, it's just just in case you didn't notice, Miami, you can't hit reset in real life. So that's an L that you have to take.
I know we knocked out the quarterback. He had a concussion during the end of the first quarter, so they had to brought in a backup quarterback. But your backup should be able to run the offense, though.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I want to talk about that when we get to professional sports, about the next man up. So I'm gonna save my comments till we get to professional level.
I think I know which one you want to talk about.
Yeah. I have to say something about that.
Okay.
So another good game that happened in college sports, and I don't have too many games to talk about because my game of the week is the reason why. So Auburn and Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to talk about that one real quick. I mean, Auburn at the beginning of the season, everybody had them picked as a playoff team. Everybody had them picked to win the SEC. Everybody had them. Everybody had, I think, Jeremy Jones as a Heisman candidate. And now, I mean, they're at the bottom of the barrel in the SEC West. They're not at the bottom of the barrel. I believe Arkansas is a little bit worse than them, even though Arkansas just beat them. I don't know what's going on in Auburn. I mean, South Carolina coach quit on them. It looks like he wasn't the only coach with a visor to quit in the middle of the season because Gus Malzahn doesn't even look like he knows what he's doing right now. You like that pun, don't you?
Uh-huh.
I mean, he looks like Bozo the Clown out there right now, coaching the team. So it's going to be interesting to see how these next few games play out for Auburn. If he doesn't wind up quitting in the middle of the season, it looks like the athletic director is going to just force him out of his job because the only thing – I don't really think there is anything removed from that team last year that actually was – no, they weren't a playoff team. They actually lost an Iron Bowl, and Alabama went. So I don't know – because you're thinking, man, you got all these returning players to your squad. You think you would do something at Auburn. I mean, come on. Something's definitely wrong in Auburn right now. Hopefully they can figure it out. I hate to see people lose their job, but you can't have all that talent on that team and not win. Something is going on.
I
the
agree
players
with
aren't responding to you. Yeah.
Something's wrong because if you have the same team from last year and you did okay last year, and now this year you just totally went to crapola, something's going wrong.
Complete 180. Complete 180. So, yeah, unfortunately, those are only two other games that I know about because I was in attendance for that. Georgia Tech versus Florida State, which I believe Florida State was riding into there. They had like a 23-game streak of winning in the ACC, or I think it might have been like 27 or 28.
Something like that.
Something like that. It was some outrageous streak they had, just continuously winning in the ACC. They're going into Georgia Tech on their homecoming, and I'm trying to figure out why on earth did Georgia Tech pick, out of all the teams in the ACC, Florida State for their homecoming game. I mean, there's much easier opponents you can play in the ACC for your homecoming. Come
Syracuse.
to mind, Syracuse, Wake Forest, I mean, NC State. Why did you pick Florida State to be homecoming? And then going down to Georgia Tech Stadium, it seemed like it was a damn home game for Florida State. I saw so much garnet and gold down there, and they were talking about it's a whiteout for Georgia Tech. Let me tell you something. Epic fail on a whiteout for that. And I'm sitting there. The people who I went with were all Florida State fans. And it went out that I was out actually in downtown Atlanta. They called me up and said, "Hey, Harry, what are you doing? We got an extra ticket. Do you want to come to the game?" At first, I was like, "Nah, man, I'm kind of tired. I just want to go home." They're like, "Nah, come on out. I got some friends who came up from Florida. Just come and hang out. If not, you can drink and eat and have a good time." I was like, "All right." So I get down there. I get talked into going to the game, and wow, the way that game ended, spectacular. So
reminds you of Alabama and Auburn all over again, huh?
Alabama and Auburn. Even this year, you could say Michigan State.
Yeah.
It's just one of those plays like when you actually see it happening in your mind, you're screaming, no, really? And then all of a sudden it hits you like, oh shit, this can really happen. Like I just went through all those emotions at the same time, but I'll get to that. So leading like this whole game, watching it, let me tell you something. Georgia Tech's offense is abysmal to watch. I don't care if it's in person, on the television, on the radio. It is abysmal to watch. It is literally run.
You know the next play.
We're not going to, yeah. Yeah. When
they ain't going to pass
run it again, guess what? We're running it again. Like the entire time, the entire game, the quarterback went 10 for 5, 50%. Jimmy, name me one quarterback in any division. I don't care if it's Pop Warner, Pee Wee, high school, college, professional, that your quarterback is only 50% to see still have a job. Name me one league. Thank you. But for some reason, this dude is still quarterbacking Georgia Tech. It is abysmal. When this dude drops back to pass, he drops back. If his main receiver is on the right, he's looking right the entire time. And if that dude isn't open, he's throwing it out of bounds. He has one, like, I don't understand how Demaryius Thomas and Calvin Johnson came out of Georgia Tech.
Nobody does.
They're beasts of a receiver in the NFL. Like, they are abysmal to watch on offense. And Florida State, they just played like crap the entire game. And I told my buddies when they lost the game, I'm like, hey, you can't expect to win any football game when you're only kicking field goals and you score one touchdown every year.
But if you got the kicker like they do, though, he could almost automatic, though. Except for when that announcer jinxed him at the very last game, talking about he haven't missed all year or all college career. Yep. What happened?
Yeah, so glad you mentioned that. So they were talking about in his 3 years on Florida State, he's missed a total of 4 kicks. Well, it's 5 now. And it was a perfect setting. So I'm sitting on the lower level, last row, but I'm on the 50-yard line, so I have a perfect view of the game the entire time. And it comes down, last play of the game, they get into field goal range. Like, this guy's range is like 55, 57 yards, and the kick is only like 47, I think, or 53.
Yeah, 53.
To win the game. And so all the Florida State people were like, yeah, we got another victory. All I do is chop. And Jimmy, I'm going to take you through their emotions. All right. So the ball is snapped. The kick is up. They go, oh, they blocked it. They're like, no, 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 no. Like screaming at the top of their lungs. The other people are jumping up and down, cheering. And I'm just sitting there going, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Do
I act like I know them, or do I cheer for Georgia Tech?
Yeah, I was high-fiving Georgia Tech fans, because I was excited that I actually witnessed something that's going to be on SportsCenter, guaranteed top 10 number one play, hands down, guaranteed. And the best thing about it is what I love about the security staff. I don't think they really had a choice in the matter, but they let the fans onto the field. Only thing security staff did was they took some people out who tried to jump on the goalposts, and they just surrounded the goalposts because they weren't going to let them tear those down. But they let the fans on the field. The entire team was on the field, and it was just like a mass pandemonium happen in that end zone where he scored the touchdown.
See, the ACC is not like the SEC. We let our fans sprint on the field to celebrate. Y'all, $50,000 check every time.
It's, the SEC is ridiculous. I remember being on campus. Actually, I wasn't a student, but when number one Alabama came into William Bryce and Carolina beat them, when the game was coming down to like the final, I think it was 2 minutes or a minute and a half, they came on and said, please do not storm the field. Be respectful of the Alabama and their fans. I was thinking, this is the number one team in the country. We are about to beat them in our home stadium. What do you mean we can't storm the field? But, I had to go to work on Monday, so I stayed myself in the stands. Now, had I been a student, I might have tried.
Yep, security, what?
But as an adult, I was like, I can't do it. But back to the Georgia Tech Florida State game. By the way, Georgia Tech fans, great atmosphere. They were respectful of the Florida State fans. Nobody was mocking anybody or talking about a hard loss or anything. Florida State fans, great as well. They weren't mocking or taunting Georgia Tech fans. The only thing they were really talking about Georgia Tech fans was that too bad that we bought 40,000 tickets to a home game in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm just thinking, bruh, you go to any game in Atlanta, Georgia, it's always a home game for the other team.
I learned that's going to the Braves game.
Yeah.
Cubs? Is this Chicago?
I mean, welcome to Atlanta. It's always a home game for the visiting team, FYI. So, great Saturday afternoon.
All right, let's switch things over to the NFL now.
All right, I just want to
talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Man, look, I was happy when Mike Vick went out and Landry came in and won that game last week. I'm like, this dude looks great. This Martavius Bryant dude is like the damn road runner. He just outran the entire Cardinals the entire time.
You see why Clemson had him, right?
Yeah, I mean, Shane Clemson only had that dude for 2 years.
He had him for 3.
Shane, they had him for 3? Oh,
yeah,
man.
You got to be a junior before you declare.
Dude, if he was on this squad, if he was on this Clemson squad now, with that other speed they got 2 more speedy guys. I don't know, like this dude is going to Jamaica or something, getting sprinters to play football. Because
they had a Florida guys ain't from no Jamaica.
They fast, Jimmy. They're so fast they make other fast people look not so fast. That's how fast they are. They can catch. Fast, Jimmy.
I know you mean by fast.
No, I don't think it's fast.
Fast like Kenyan.
These dudes, cheetah. These cheetah fast. These dudes are like the Flash will look at these two talking about, damn, he's quick. That's how fast. You don't just outrun everybody on the field. And then he outran them going sideways. I was like, this dude is fast.
Are we not watching Flash?
Like that, yo. So back to the game. So Steelers versus KC. I was thinking, you know what? It's going to be a close game, and the Steelers are going to pull it out because the defense is playing well. It's going to be a good game. But when you turn the ball over 2 or 3 times, it's kind of hard to win in the NFL. So I don't want to chalk it up and say that, oh, it's a backup quarterback. It's the reason why they lost, because he proved the previous week that he understands the system and he was ready. It's always talking about the next man up. And it's going to be a segue into my next point, because in the NFL, you always have to be ready, because unlike in college, your roster is only 54 people. So when somebody goes down, which is going to be a common any given Sunday, you have to be ready. So he obviously knew the playbook, knew how to run the offense. You're going to take your lumps when you only get your second start in 3 years. So I kind of want to see Big Ben come back, but I want him to get fully healthy, and we can go ahead and just not play him. I really don't know who the Steelers' opponent are next week. So we kind of want the Steelers not to play him, because it seems like he might be rushing himself back, because we're only getting ready to hit week 8 here in the NFL.
Yes. Yeah, play Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, oh, yeah. And the boys got a good team this year. So, yeah. I mean, I would love to see Big Ben play, but we're just now getting on the verge of week 6, that injury. So, and they said it's 6 to 8 weeks for it to heal. I'd rather him to sit another week, but give that guy another start, Landry, see what he can do, give him another week in practice, taking number 1 team reps, he'll be good to go. And speaking of next man up, the poor Dallas Cowboys, I don't know.
Hold on, correction. Cowgirls.
Like, you're trying to tell me that Tony Romo and Dez Bryant equate to so much offense that you can't win not one game. And we're talking about the very first game we were up against the Saints. Y'all were up 21-3. Y'all rushed for over 200 yards, and y'all still managed to lose that game. You cannot tell me that 2 people equate for that much offense, that you can't win a game in 4 tries.
I got to agree with you on that one. I mean, Dez Bryant is a good receiver, but he don't score that many times. And
Dez Bryant
Tony Romo don't.
Every time,
And Tony Romo don't run for touchdowns that many times either.
And their running game is out of sight. There's no doubt about that.
They let their best running back go like a dum-dum.
Yeah, they did let the best running back go, but they kept the offensive line. I mean, you could put you and I back there in the backfield, and we could probably get 50 yards on 10 tries.
But who they got back there? A no-name nobody.
I think Randall and Darren McFadden.
McFadden's like 65 years old.
Come on, Jimmy.
He jumped around. He played for almost every team in the NFL already in his 10-year career.
Come on now, Jimbo. Don't disrespect the man like that. He is a professional athlete.
I know he's a professional, but still, the man ain't cutting it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, if you put me and you back there, we might get 50 yards out of 10 carries. We might take a hell of a beating, too, but we still get our yardage.
Yeah. So I just don't understand when you're a professional athlete how you cannot be ready to step in and take the role. And it's sad because what's his name? Whedon was on the squad, and they had to go out and sign Matt Castle, who I forgot had life until he was on the sideline.
We both didn't know who he was. Who's that? He's alive.
Like Matt Castle. So ultimately, Dallas, the NFC, what is that, East?
The Giants is leading that right now.
Giants is leading that division right now at what, 4-3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then the Pigeons coming in second with 4-4.
Oh, the Pigeons are abysmal. You trade away Nick Foles for Sam Bradford. You trade away LaShawn McCoy and Deshaun Jackson, and you say that you're looking for a certain type of player, and you're struggling to win football games. So Chip Kelly, nice try in the NFL. We'll take you. We love you down here in South Carolina. We're looking for a coach.
Not gonna
Come
happen.
on down to the Gamecocks.
Not going to happen.
Bring that spread formation down to South Carolina, buddy. We're counting on you.
He's going to go back to Oregon.
You.
Watch.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Back to NFL, like shocking game against the Redskins in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay was up 21-3 and figured out a way to lose that game to the Redskins. Good job. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I want to thank Fox for showing me that wonderful Tennessee versus Atlanta game. 10-7 was the final score. That put me to sleep. That game was boring.
That was the last straw, huh?
10-7. And the 7 was a defensive touchdown. That game was boring.
Remember, if it was a home team, that means it was a Tennessee home game, right, in Atlanta?
Actually, it was played in Tennessee.
Okay. So it might have been Atlanta home game.
Yeah, it might have been Atlanta home game. Yeah. Shout out to Buffalo and Jacksonville playing across the pond. Jacksonville almost figured out a way to lose a game when they're up 27-3 in the third quarter.
Here we go again.
Yo, straight up, I was watching that game like, if Jacksonville loses this game, they might not get let back into the country.
Did Sammy Watkins playing that game?
He got hurt, I think, in the first or second quarter.
He got hurt last week. That's the reason why I thought he might not play.
Yeah. He hurt his ankle last week, and he tried to go, and he re-aggravated that same ankle in this game. And to me, I don't like the games over in London, and I really don't like the games being streamed on the internet, because pretty much what that is getting ready to say is that the NFL is trying to see, hey, can we go to pay-per-view?
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, we all know that not everybody in America buys the NFL Direct, or what is that? The NFL Sunday Package.
Sunday Package, yeah.
Yeah.
It costs out my leg, by the way.
Yeah. That hasn't caught on in, the 10, 15 years they've been running that package. And the simple reason, in my opinion, is due to those damn blackout days. Yeah, it costs too much, and I'm not going to spend $400, and then you're going to tell me, due to low attendance, we've blacked out this game.
Only games is blacked out is the ones that are showing on the local channels that day.
In local markets? Okay, so they changed that. So yes. I apologize for that. I misspoke.
Because they can't show the same game as CBS or Fox at the same time.
Fox.
Yes.
Then that's cool. But, this pay per game is how I see they're pretty much going to do it, because you can't do it with the internet, because, in order to get the package, you had to have DirecTV. Well, we know everybody has the internet, and guess what? We can sell each individual game to customers, because we know good and well that a diehard San Diego Chargers fan who moved to Kentucky will pay $19.99 to watch the Chargers play, because their game is out of market in Kentucky. So I really hate to see that the NFL might move to that. Kudos for taking a game across the pond, trying to get a new audience to watch the game. But I don't like the idea of how the NFL might go to pay per game.
But that's the second one this year. They're going to have one this weekend again.
Well, Jacksonville signed on through, 20? I think for 8 years. So to 2024 or 2023, that they're going to have at least one home game in London. So it's not going away.
No, it's not going away. This will be the third game of this season being across the pond this Sunday. They got one this Sunday, I think, too.
Yeah. I know they were talking about actually putting a team in London, but that's just an unfair advantage to the London team playing a home game, because, they're
going to play away game, 16 games, and have one home game?
Yeah. It wouldn't be fair to the team that has to travel to London all the damn time to play, because you're going to lose at least a day and a half in travel time. So hope that never comes to light. There was another game I wanted to talk about. Did the Colts play the Patriots this week, or was that last week?
The Colts. No. Patriots played the Hold on, let me find it.
The Colts played New England. No, New Orleans.
No, the Patriots played the Jets last weekend.
The Jets, yeah, that was a good game to play. I mean, to watch.
The Patriots played tomorrow night to Miami.
Yeah.
That should be a wash. Should be a wash.
Wash. So I really want to talk about the Colts and the Saints.
Okay.
What's wrong with the Colts?
Everything.
I mean, Andrew Luck can't figure out that his team is the one wearing the helmets with the horseshoe on it. Because he seems to keep on throwing to the other team for some reason.
He plays best for the other team, right?
Yeah, he does. He's the best offensive player for the visiting team. It seems like. Hopefully they can figure it out in Indianapolis. The Patriots look like they're beating up on everybody in the league, even though the Jets defense, I don't want to say they actually tamed Tom Brady because it still was a high-scoring game in the 30s, but they did stay in with it. It looks like the Jets actually might be a force in the AFC. Even though Chris Ivory did get a little hurt, their running game in New York is pretty damn good with the Jets. Pretty damn good. And that Miami versus the Texan game, I don't want everybody in South Florida to get excited that their team is back. Look, you put up 44 points against the Texans. I mean, the Texans aren't doing much this year. Their team, first of all, their quarterback by committee. They just cut Ryan Mallett because he couldn't figure out how to get to the plane on time. And they signed T.J. Yates. Again, who? Yeah. Who?
TJ, what?
Yeah. Who?
And we're not making a reference to Mike Jones, so don't get no examples of. They making reference to Mike Jones. No.
Yeah,
TJ, who?
Who? I mean, personally, the only person I feel sorry for in Houston is J.J. Watts. Great player. Abysmal team.
Duke Hopkins is a good player too.
Yeah, they got some nice people on their defense.
No, he's on offense. The guy I just called out.
Oh yeah, he's from Clemson, the wide receiver.
Yeah. And your man, Clowney.
No, I just
You ain't gonna call him out?
I just have you watched that dude play in the NFL?
I didn't want to mention how terrible you've been since you left college, but
no, this dude. For me, whether it's college basketball, where college basketball players go into the NBA or NFL college players go into the NFL, for some reason, I cannot wrap my mind around how you are a phenomenal, outstanding player in college. And I'm not talking about every once in a while you were doing greatness. I'm talking about you were a great player all the time. I could call out so many names across those sports of how great players in college just don't translate into the professional game. I was like,
Tim Tebow?
Essentially, you're playing with the same people like once, twice removed. I mean, yes, you have some of the crafty veterans that have been out there for 10 years, but they're getting old. And everybody knows professional sports is a young man's game. It's sad that a man reaching the age of 30 is considered done in the professional realm when it comes to NBA and NFL.
Especially the NFL.
Yeah, how can you let a player in their 30s dominate you in your 22? The only thing that he has on you is just the knowledge of the game. You should be able to out physically perform, more athletic perform. So that means you can make up for your mistakes that you make because you don't know the game as well as he does. But for some reason, players who just dominate everybody in college just don't translate that well into the professional game.
Some of them do. Some of them do.
It's kind of I'm trying to think like what's a good example of one that dominated.
Sue did.
Oh, the communist Sue, yeah, whatever his first name is, Sue. Yeah,
I didn't try to announce his first name. I just went for the last.
Yeah, in Nebraska, he pretty much owned everybody And then I guess you could say the same thing about J.J. Watts. The kid Amari Cooper is tearing it up in Oakland. He's tearing it up in Oakland. Yeah. Julio Jones. Ooh, Julio Jones.
He tore it up in Alabama and doing the same thing in Atlanta right now.
Yeah. I mean, and then you look at players like Trent Richardson.
Who?
Yeah. RG3.
We won't talk about him.
Sam Bradford.
I remember the one time you was talking about RG3. I said when he was up for Heisman. Who the hell is that? Jimmy, you don't know who that is? No.
Yo, yeah. Watch a Baylor game. That's it. Just watch a Baylor game. Yo, he was putting up 70 points a week when he was playing at Baylor.
They almost doing that now until that quarterback got injured this weekend.
Yeah.
He's done for the season.
I want to go back to college real quick.
Okay.
Since we're past the halfway point in the college season, I want to go ahead and give you my 4. Let's see, get 4 fingers. Yeah, my 4.
Oh, the college football playoffs?
Yeah, for the playoffs and my first team out. Okay, so as it hurts me to say, Ohio State and Clemson, easy loss for 1 and 2. I mean, you can make an argument why Clemson should be 1. You can make an argument why Ohio State should be number 1. So that's the easy part. 1 and 2, Clemson and Ohio State. Right now, I always like to say that whoever wins the SEC should be in the college playoffs, especially if you go undefeated and especially if you go undefeated and definitely if you only have 1 loss. It's kind of hard to say why you shouldn't be in the college playoffs if you win the SEC. So right now, LSU is my front runner, even though I'm leaning really hard to Mississippi State, which is a 1-loss team, and also Ole Miss, which is a 1-loss team. But the way I see the SEC West playing out, I see that each one of those teams, Mississippi State and Ole Miss, getting 1 more loss, and therefore leaving Alabama and LSU. Even though LSU is undefeated, I think LSU is going to get a loss. And I think in between Alabama and LSU is going to come out of the West and win the SEC. So that's why I say LSU.
Let me stop you real quick. So you're saying LSU is going to lose to Florida? Maybe. Because that's the only team I really see LSU losing to.
When Florida ran off the first 4 games going undefeated, I was like, not convinced, whatever. And then they beat like Ole Miss for that 5th or 6th win. Yeah, Alabama, that's what it was, to get that 5th win. And I was thinking, you know what? Florida might be real. They're 6-0 right now. So
we know in a week. They play each other next week.
Yeah, it's LSU and LSU and Florida next week, is it?
Yeah, next weekend.
Yeah. So, I mean, that number 7 Floret at LSU, I don't see anybody stopping him. I mean, the only team I see coming close to stopping him is Bama. So, honestly, in my heart, I want to say LSU runs the table, wins the SEC, goes on to the college playoffs. But that's my heart. My mind logically is telling me, okay, you know how hard it is to run the SEC and go undefeated? It's hard. It's less than 10% chance that you can actually do that. So that's why I gave them a 1 loss and put them in the college playoffs. So my 4th team is going to be TCU. Even though I hate putting TCU in there because defense is a foreign language to them, but they pretty much can score with anybody. So that's why I put TCU up there. They have a great test coming up this week, going up against West Virginia, because West Virginia can put up a lot of points real quick as well.
Clemson knows that real good.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I do it for you.
So, it's going to be a great test for them. My first team out, and it sucks because they play in a non-major conference, is Utah. They got beat by USC, the other USC that is, so they have a loss. pretty much when you're not playing in a power conference, you have to run the table and win your division. So that's why I put Utah as my first team out.
But I always kind of seen Utah not going to go undefeated. I know me personally, I thought they was going to lose after I think it was the second weekend. They had a couple of stumbling blocks right that game before last one. So I knew they weren't going to go undefeated. So I already counted them out because, like you said, if you're a small conference, you got to win out. Just like Baylor. If Baylor loses, they out. Just like TCU. If TCU loses, they're going to be out because they play in a smaller conference than everybody else.
You bring up a great point there, and here's what everybody doesn't want to see. Let's just go with your scenario. Baylor loses and TCU loses.
And
Who
Utah
do you put in there?
One loss.
And yeah, Utah already has one loss. I mean, do you want to see two Big Ten teams in there, Ohio State and Michigan State? Granted, I would love to see Ohio State and Michigan State in there because both of them are playing great football right now. But eventually, Ohio State and or Michigan State is either going to be a one-loss team because in order to win the Big Ten, they're going to have to play each other.
Yes.
So therefore, somebody has to lose. It's simple mathematics. Nobody in the country wants to see another SEC teams in there because I think it was 8 years ago, you had two SEC teams playing for the national championship, and everybody hated it. The only way the SEC can lose is by playing the SEC. Yeah. So I'm not even going to mention that, okay, LSU runs the table, goes undefeated. Bama only has the one loss. So let's put LSU and Bama in there. No, we've already seen that before. Let's not repeat that again. Or even better yet, Florida has a one loss because they lost in the SEC championship team. So we put whoever wins the SEC plus Florida into the playoff game. No, we don't want to see that because we just saw that matchup last week. So it's kind of hard to put another SEC or a Big Ten team in there. So that just leaves the ACC.
That's not going to happen.
In my opinion. Well, hear me out. So Florida State, if they, by some magical reason,
I'm not going to hear
run
this.
The table,
I'm not going to hear this.
Because,
I'm sensing you right now.
They still have to play Clemson, which I told my friend Mays, I was like, look, Georgia Tech should have been your easy game because Clemson is going to be I don't think y'all got a chance of winning that game.
What did Mays say?
Yeah, Mays wasn't hearing that. he wasn't hearing that. And I was just like, yo. So it's gonna be very, very interesting.
But the thing is, like you said, Florida State got to run the table. But if they lose to Clemson, they have two losses. That's automatically thrown out.
Yeah, it's automatically thrown out.
So you don't have another good team in the ACC to put in there if Florida State loses.
I mean, yeah, every time I think about it, it's coming back to another one-loss team in the SEC.
Yeah. Well, we could just put Duke in for last.
Duke in it for last. Duke is quite possibly the best one-loss team that nobody's talking about.
Yes, they are. I mean, it surprised me. Oh, after we talk about the college playoff, I was gonna remember that question I have for you. Who was like 0-69 at ACC in basketball? Playing at what team? You thought about that lately?
I remember you asked it, but I still draw a blank.
There's a team in North Carolina that one team cannot win at their home stadium in North Carolina.
Is it Clemson playing at Duke?
Not at Duke. North Carolina.
North Carolina playing at Duke? North Carolina playing at Clemson?
Clemson cannot win at North Carolina Tar Heels Stadium. They like
Really?
0-80, 0-70, something like that.
Wow.
That is the longest losing streak for one team to lose at one stadium.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes, we cannot win in the Tar Heels Stadium in basketball.
Very interesting.
And I'm not seeing it happening anytime soon. Not in my lifetime. I'm just going to put that out there. They're going
Not
to be
your
like 0
lifetime.
400.
Wow. Wow. All right, that's about all I got for you this week.
Except for we're going to start talking about basketball, too, coming up shows.
Oh, yeah.
Since
The NBA.
started.
NBA just kicked off. So yes,
That
we got
was
some
that was a
basketball.
good game between Chicago and Cleveland on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about why I couldn't watch that.
I already know why you couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
We just gonna keep that to ourselves off the air.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna put laundry on the TV. So you want to tell everybody how they can find you when the movie show is going to come back on?
All right. So we got coming up here in 2 weeks, the blockbuster movie review series is coming back. We're going to be reviewing the movie Spectre. Look for the show to be airing on November 8th live and on streaming on YouTube after that. Very excited about this James Bond movie. If you're not a James Bond fan, don't worry. We will break it down in full detail in about 2 weeks.
Are y'all going to go see the part 2 of the Mockingjay?
Yeah, that also comes out, I think, the weekend before Thanksgiving. There won't be a show on that the weekend following because if I go see the Mockingjay, as my mother put it, without her, there will be hell to pay. So I will be watching that with my mother during Thanksgiving weekend. So we are going to go see the Mockingjay Part 2, but not when it first comes out.
Okay, I got you. So this is the Jimbo Knows Show. If you live in the Charleston area, Goose Creek, North Charleston, might travel to Atlanta if it's good paying. Go to Jimbo Electronics. The website still haven't been put up yet, but it's in works. So, and we're going to come back next week, Harry, November the 4th.
Yes, sir.
For the next show. Peace.
Deuces.